Uh, it's my grandmother saying if I was sick. She's asking if I'm alright right now.
Well, you've just said the first words for our broadcast, so that's nice.
Yes,
Oh, that's
kind of
great.
weird broadcast.
So we've literally gone live because we've hit our 8 o'clock start date. I think the most important thing about these conversations is that as we have people watching, hopefully watching on YouTube who can't participate in the conversation, we try and start it on time and then obviously take it from there. So I'm just going to give a brief introduction to myself. My name's Graham Little, and originally I'm from London, England. And I met Ekrem, who you will all know as the organizer of your fantastic group, on holiday, and we had very nice conversations during the day and in the evenings talking about English and him explaining his love of language and the group that he was participating in. And during a couple of those evenings, we said, wouldn't it be great if we could perhaps impart some conversational practice and knowledge to the group? So that's the idea of this, to allow members of the group to come on to practice their English, not to feel stressed, not to feel pressured, just to relax and enjoy yourself. And if you have any questions, if you have any um, topics you want to talk about, you can raise those. And hopefully, through the conversational side of things, it will give you a different aspect. Because there's no doubt you're all very good at your grammar, you're all very good at the guts of the language. But when you speak it, it's a very different kettle of fish. And obviously, my accent is a particular accent, and you've got very varied accents across England and the rest of the English-speaking world. So I'm hoping it will be of some benefit. We welcome comments in the YouTube live stream as well, so we'll try and keep an eye on those if we can. And otherwise, let's just have a bit of fun. So, Ekrem, perhaps if you want to introduce yourself first, although perhaps you don't need to.
Okay. Thank you, Graham. Sorry, but maybe you should speak a bit slower for the other guys. Okay,
No worries.
thank you.
That's the first pointer.
Okay, thank you. I'm Ekrem Karakoç. I'm 41 years old. I've been teaching for 16 years now. I'm an English teacher. I'm living in Balıkesir. And I have a wife. I'm married and I have a daughter. She's 8 years old. And we founded this group nearly 7 months ago. And I met a fantastic person in my summer holiday. And now we are here. Okay, I don't want to waste the time. Maybe our other friends, I think they are more important. Yes, they will introduce. So,
okay.
yeah.
Who's next? Mahmoud, why don't you go next?
My name is Mahmoud Han. I'm from Denizli. I'm 18 years old, and I'm started to learn English like when I was 3 years old because of my family. They are involving language very quickly, and they love language. Like my mom knows French, and my aunt knows Dutch. My uncle expert in English. I learned my language from them, and my accent and other things mostly from coming from series, movies, and music. It's easy to learn.
Very nice. So you're a potential polyglot then, somebody who can know many languages. So I'm sure we'll have lots of questions for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Niazi. Niazi, I think your microphone isn't working. Is it working?
No, I can't hear him.
Niazi, we can't hear you yet. Give me a second. I'll let somebody else introduce themselves. If you try and check your microphone volume and settings, perhaps it's not working right now, and then I'll come back to you. Tini?
Hi, my real name is Turul. Well, I'm 20 years old. I use that as a nickname. Well, 20 years old, and I'm a student currently. And there's nothing interesting about me, so I guess just pass.
I don't know about that actually. I think your English is pretty good. So, how is your English so good? Is it just from studying at school? Do you have family
Well,
members who
well,
are speaking English?
recently you said you all good at grammar. Well, I'm not. It's just I learned English through movies, American movies. That is why maybe I, I'm more used to speak English more than other members. But I suck
Same
at
here.
grammar. That's a fact.
Okay, well, at least your speaking is very, very good. So, perhaps somebody who's better at grammar can help you with that.
Yeah.
Okay, we also have Zekiye.
Hiya.
If you could just introduce yourself and just give a little bit about yourself.
I'm a master's student in Fatih University, Philosophy Department, Logic, and I learned English in Turkey and a bit in London, and that's it. I'm a teacher,
Okay.
philosophy teacher as well. I'm a student as well. That's it.
Okay, great, thank you. Let's go back to Niazi and see if his microphone is working.
Hello.
Ah, yes, we can hear you now. Okay, go ahead, Niazi. Just a brief introduction, please.
My name is Niyazi. I am from Rize, but I live in Erzurum. I am master degree of nanoscience and nanotechnology in Atatürk University, and I am 24 years old.
That's very good. That's perfect. Don't feel stressed. Don't force yourself.
Yeah.
That was very good. Very nice. I didn't say what job I do actually. Perhaps I should say that as well as everybody else did. I'm a software architect and financial programmer. So I write various computer programs to help in processing financial payments and things like that. Sounds pretty boring. Basically, I'm a geek or a nerd, whichever one you prefer. I thought one of the things we could do in order to this is about conversational English. I thought perhaps we could either, and it's up to you guys to decide, either we can do it like you ask me questions and that can prompt conversation, or we can mention things we've read in the news recently that we find interesting. Is anybody got any strong preferences?
Sorry,
I
your
got
voice.
something interesting.
Yes, it can be anything. I mean, for example, I'm quite interested in the fact that one of our speakers here, Niazi, is working in nanotechnology and a very, very interesting field right now. I've read a lot of recent articles in scientific journals about how nanotechnology is affecting many different areas, such as medicine, such as materials science, such as energy, such as automotive industry. I find that fascinating. I don't know about anybody else, but perhaps Niazia would like to, if it's possible, to say a little bit more about perhaps what he's working on at the moment or what he's studying, and that might prompt some conversation.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. If you're finding it hard, I don't want to put you under pressure. So let me ask a couple of questions. So have you finished your degree now? Are you working?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Niazi. Have you completed your degree? Have you started working, or are you still studying?
I started in 2014 actually.
Ah, okay. And are you still working at a university? Are you doing like research rather than perhaps working for a commercial company?
I didn't understand.
Are you working for a company or not?
No.
Okay. So it's research based.
I am not working.
Okay, you're studying at university. Okay, I understand. Don't worry, we'll come back to you. I'll let you relax a little bit and listen. Perhaps I'm speaking too quickly. What I'd like to do next is I'd like to go back to Mahmatan. I'm sorry if
Okay.
I'm saying your name wrong. Please
No,
correct me if I do.
it's not wrong. It's correct.
Okay. So you have a lot of people speaking languages in your family.
Yeah.
Is the default language in the household Turkish? Are you learning any other foreign languages? And
No, I'm not learning because they are not good at teaching, but we are generally talking Turkish.
okay. And what about at school? You're 18, so you're at university, or
No, I'm finished my high school.
okay?
Just graduated last year, and I'm waited for a couple of months to prepare a university exam. I'm entering
Ah.
university this year. Yeah, that's
And what are you going to study? What have you decided to study?
I want to study actually American literature and culture, or if I can enter that, I want to study German literature and culture.
Okay, that's very interesting. So you're definitely interested in foreign languages then, and foreign
Yeah,
languages are extremely important for you to pursue your
yeah,
chosen career.
exactly.
Okay, that's great. Well, that sounds really interesting. Um, when will you find out about your university placing?
Uh, when I found my university, I didn't understand that because the
No, that's
internet
okay.
is a little slow.
My question was, when will you find out about the university you're going to? You know, when do you get your results from your exams?
No, I didn't get them because I didn't enter. I'm going to
Ah,
enter
okay.
this year.
So you're doing the entrance exams this year.
Yeah, this year.
Okay, I understand. Well, good luck with that. I hope it goes well.
Yeah,
And
I hope
you
that
have
too.
to keep us up to date with all of your studying and your
Oh, of
results.
course, of course. I will share them
Okay.
on group.
Okay, brilliant. I was just going to go to Tinny. I'm going to use your nickname, Tinny, okay, instead of your
Yeah,
full name.
cool.
I'll use Tinny. So you mentioned that your grammar isn't great, but
Yeah,
obviously your speaking is very good, and
yeah,
you seem to have picked it up from movies. Is that
yeah.
really the only place you picked it up? You didn't study it in school. You don't perhaps
No,
have
no.
English-speaking friends.
Well, I had a girlfriend from Sweden. Maybe she did help me a little bit. Well, I had games and movies. That's all I know, I think. Now, at school, we don't learn English, only grammar, and I was not good at grammar and never been. So that's why maybe
Okay.
my grammar
It's
sucks.
It's a very interesting thing that I noticed actually when I came to Turkey. I'm in Istanbul, by the way, and when I came here, I was very surprised about how few people, even highly educated people here, spoke
Yeah,
English. And it's
yeah,
not about me being arrogant saying you should speak English. I'm just very surprised
yeah.
because,
It's because of our education system. They only teach
okay,
some grammatical things. That is why we can't speak English.
And they can teach grammar correctly and
Yeah,
properly. Yeah.
so you know how to read English, you know how to write English, but you don't get any practice speaking English.
yes, correct.
I understand. That explains a bit. I understand a little bit better now. I'm a bit lucky because the company I work in, everybody speaks English very, very well. So, in some ways, that's bad for my Turkish because I'm very lazy and default to English all the time. But it's also perhaps a little bit more comfortable for me in terms of working. Okay. Zekiye,
Yeah.
you mentioned that you're a philosophy student.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. I'm in thesis time now. I'm writing my thesis in English. It's a bit hard for me. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, a lot of the philosophy texts, the modern philosophical texts that
Yeah.
I'm aware of, they
Yeah.
obviously they come from Greek and Latin, but most of them have been heavily translated into English.
Yes.
I just wondered, have they been translated into Turkish as well, or are you relying on English texts and or Turkish texts, and then obviously you're writing your thesis in English? I'm
Yeah.
just curious about how you approach it from a study point of view.
I'm writing my thesis in English, and I have to read all of them, in Turkish translation and in English translation as well. So my teacher is from Canada. That's why I have to read lots of them from English. So because he don't know speak English, Turkish, that's why I have to read them from English, and we are correcting day by day, and we are writing with him day by day. It's great to learn one more language because it's a good thing to understand a new culture and a new a big group of people, I think. That's it. Yeah, I love it. I love speaking English, and I love the British people as well.
Well, you spent
Yeah,
some time in London, right? So
yeah,
you managed to see us in our natural habitat.
yeah. Natural. It's quite natural. 6 months is lovely. I think it's good to learn English and progress your English. It's in that time. So it's not so natural way to learn maybe because you're learning everywhere.
Yes, I've heard that I guess they call it in language teaching they call it the immersion method. Immersion being submerging yourself in the culture and in the language of the
Yeah,
country where you're
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah,
learn. So
yeah.
if you want to learn Turkish, go to Turkey. If you want to learn
Yeah,
English, go
yeah,
to
yeah.
England.
You don't have to sit in a table. That's why it's good way to learn. For example, in first day in my in London, the first day of my when I was in street, I checked whole vocabularies, and in one day I learned 23 vocabulary and word. It's great thing for me because normally 23 word is too hard in a day, and it's not fall down. It's never gone. Now I remember all of them. It's good way to learn, I think. Maybe some place we can write everything in English. Maybe it's good for to learn.
Yes, I think that's actually
Yeah.
correct because I found that when I came to Turkey as well. I mean, it's all very well and good listening to Turkish and reading Turkish or
Yeah.
any foreign language, but
Yeah.
when you see a person speaking it and you see it in the world around you,
Yeah.
so radio stations, television, newspapers, people
Yes.
conversing with each other,
Everything.
you pick
Yes,
up things
everything.
very quickly, right?
Yeah, 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 very quickly. When you're taking a bus, for example, everywhere is has newspapers. That's why you have to read them. And if you want to ask something, you have to ask British people. You can find everywhere Turkish, you know. And
Unless you
if
go to North London.
yeah, North London is too much Turkish people in there. Yeah, I've been before in there. Lovely people. You can ask them
Oh,
everywhere. Yes.
very weird accent.
It was
Yeah,
very funny actually when I went to North
yeah,
London. I literally thought I was in, little Turkey. There's literally
yeah,
like 30,000 Turkish people all
yeah,
living in exactly the same area. And you
yeah.
have Kuliyalu, you have all of the restaurants and shops you would expect
Yes.
here.
All
It's
kebab
very
restaurants is
funny.
in there. That's why you can find whatever you want. It's good way to see close friends in there, maybe.
Um,
Yeah.
I
Graham,
just wonder.
sorry, I'm
Sorry, yes,
interrupting.
go ahead, Krem.
Can you add Ahmed? He's waiting.
Ah, okay, sorry, I didn't see that. Let me invite
Uh,
him. Did you put his email in the
yeah.
comment list?
At 8 o'clock he's there. Yeah. Demirbas 544.
Oh, Demir Bash.
Yeah, 544.
I already sent that invite. Let me send it again. Okay, I've sent that invite. I just wondered, had any other of the speakers here been outside of Turkey? Because I know a lot of people as well haven't. Sorry, I'm speaking fast. I know a lot of people have not gone
Sorry,
outside of Turkey.
not frost, but voice has some problem, I think.
Ah, okay. Is that
Your
better?
your microphone has a problem, I think. It sounds a bit like deeply.
Ah, okay. That's my fault, I expect. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. We'll try it.
I hope to get a better microphone for next week.
We'll give you a present maybe.
Did anybody else travel abroad?
I never traveled abroad before.
Okay.
Do I have to answer?
Yes, you do, Ekrem. You know you do.
Okay. I lived in Denmark for 4 years, from 1980 to 1984. I went to primary school in Denmark, and I've been to Sweden, Germany, and I went to Romania and Ukraine, and I went to England in 2011. I stayed there for 2 weeks. That's my.
And you came back here?
Yes. As I'm a state employee, I had to come back. Yes.
You should have stayed in Ukraine.
No, we were
Denmark.
we were with our students, 12 students, and a principal who was a religious teacher. So it wasn't as you thought.
What was the best thing or the most useful experience that came out from visiting?
Sorry, the last words I couldn't hear them.
Sorry,
Most
I was
fascinating experience you had from abroad, I think that was the question.
Well, you have a different point of view about things going around, and you become a better person. Maybe you don't. I mean, you don't feel the bad feelings, and you feel sympathy for everybody when you go abroad. You see that everybody is okay, and it's not only your country and not only your people who are the good people. And I was in Denmark. I had my primary education there, and it was like a dream. It was only 1980, 81, and the education system was marvelous. Yeah, that's all I can say.
That's really interesting. You got to travel to so many different European countries as well. Often people only get to experience, a single country like England. And actually, one of the attractive things about Europe is its shared history. It was one of the things that, in a way, excited me that Turkey might decide to, or might pursue joining the European Union. And I was a little bit disappointed at Europe's attitude towards that. I mean, Europe are making it as hard as possible. In fact, I would say being hostile towards Turkey. I mean, my view as a foreigner is that if I was Turkish, I would tell Europe to bugger off. But because it's got so much to give, it's got such an amazing history, and I was a little bit disappointed by that. I mean, things like the Olympics, for example, the prospect of the Olympics coming to Istanbul. I was one of those people who, on one hand, wanted it, for people to see Turkey and to see Istanbul, but on the other hand, I didn't want it because I live in Istanbul, and we all know how much of a nightmare it would be.
Graham, sorry for interrupting, but I think the way you hold your microphone affects your sound.
Should I hold it closer or further away?
Well, I think you should hold it still. Yeah, it's just speak right now.
How is it now? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's
a bit
great.
firmer, maybe. A bit firmer, maybe.
Okay. As I said, I'll get a better microphone next.
Yes, this is what. Yeah, yes, now. Better.
Okay, good.
Well, about living abroad. When I was in Ukraine, I went to Ukraine in 2013. A lot of beautiful girls on the streets, and the most surprising thing was there is no taxi. There is no taxi there. You just go on the streets and you make a sign with your hand, and the driver stops and take you, and you say how much for this place. You pay it. It's a regular driver. It takes you in, and it drives you to the location.
So this guy is driving to the supermarket to do his shopping. You stick your hand out and he says, I'll stop and give you a lift where you're going, and you pay him for that. That will happen.
Well, I didn't hear any of you said. Well, I
Sorry.
think you said, yeah.
I was saying, some
Yeah.
random guy is going to the supermarket.
Yes.
You put your hand out, he opens his door and decides to drive you wherever you want to go, and you just give him a negotiated money.
Yeah, that's correct. That's what we do in Ukraine.
That's amazing. You could never do that in England because all of our taxi drivers, they have to pay thousands of pounds for insurance and all these legal things
Yeah,
and everything like this. So you would
Yes,
never be allowed to do that.
Yes, it's same in Turkey, but in Ukraine there is a bad economy, so people need to make some money out of somewhere. So
they're making money on the way to work. Like
yeah.
working as many jobs as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting actually. If you look at America with this Uber service, so these taxi services that allow normal people to become drivers, there's a mixed reaction to those, isn't there? There's like the established companies don't want it because it impacts their jobs and their livings. But the average person does want it because it gives them an opportunity to earn some money.
Yes.
It's also good for consumers, so the people getting the rides, because suddenly there's a million more taxis available to you than there was before. I was always quite actually amazed at how the transport system works here in Istanbul, where you've got the buses, you've got the taxis, you've got the buses, you've got the private buses, and the fact that they just stop anywhere. Zeki will know this. In London, the bus stop stops at a bus stop and that is it. But in Turkey, a bus driver might reverse the wrong way up the highway to stop you off at your house.
Yes.
Yes,
And
exactly, that happens.
that's the good way. Lots of people I saw in London, especially oldest people, say bye to bus driver. I got shocked. What you doing? Because you can see in Turkey, this is quite strange for us. But in London, I saw lots of oldest people say, bye. What you doing? I just got shocked. Quite strange for me. And then I'll try with them. And then day by day, I'm doing bye. Like, well, I love them, Funny.
If you did that in Turkey, people would be like, "Are you crazy? Why are you saying bye to me?"
Yes. And I did lots of time in Turkey when I come in first month. That's why sometimes what I'm doing, you are in Turkey, don't do this.
Well, now I know why people look at me funny, because actually I still do this, and I say it in Turkish. I'll say like, "Teşekkür ederim kaptan."
Yes.
Graham,
Yeah.
may I ask a question? Sorry. Zeki, how long did you stay in England?
6 months. 6 months.
6
I
months.
did. Yeah.
So, did you have some friends from India and Pakistan?
Yes, I have lovely friends, but pronunciation is definitely.
So, I understood from your pronunciation. Sorry.
For
Okay,
what?
that was. You got the pronunciation of the Indian and Pakistani people, yes?
Really? No.
Yes, I can understand it.
I don't know. I have
A
some
bit,
friends,
a bit.
but not best friends. Especially, I love Korean people, but I don't know why. I have lots of close friends from Korea. Maybe because of this. It can be.
Indian people be like, "Don't
Yeah,
talk
it's
to me like that, you bloody bastard."
your
Yeah.
pronunciation
Yeah.
is a bit like
You like
those
that.
people.
I don't know.
Just remember,
Sorry.
what you've seen on movies doesn't necessarily ring true. Okay, so not all Indians speak like that.
Yeah.
But you are right.
But your English is very good.
Thank
Zeki.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Some Indian people
I don't-
have a British accent too.
Yes, correct. If you're born there, you're going to have it.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I like actually. When I went to Scotland, the first person I came across was obviously he's a Scottish man, but he's originally his family is they were from India, And when I met him, he had his Sikh turban on, and he had the strongest Glaswegian accent I've ever heard. And for you people learning to speak English, the hardest thing you will come across probably is a Glaswegian accent. Extremely difficult to understand. But to see it coming out of this guy's mouth, I had to take a double take. I was a bit surprised. I should be, because England is very multicultural, but it's one of the beautiful things about going to the country. You get this massive variance of accents, and this is something that is very good for exercising your ear and getting it used to different how we
Well,
I
Ahmed
think
has some
somebody's
background.
But
Ahmed.
he's having a problem.
Okay.
Hello, Ahmed.
Hello, problem.
Ahmed.
You can speak, we hear.
Ahmed, can you hear us? Ahmed.
Obviously, he can't hear.
He also has some
like fake
background
Omega
noise.
accounts.
Yes, I can't hear him. I guess maybe he's still downloading something or enabling his sound settings right now.
Maybe.
Probably.
What was I going to say? So Zeki, you've been to England, and obviously you heard the English accents, and you heard conversational English.
Yeah.
Were there any phrases or words or surprised you?
Sorry, may I say again question? Because it has lots of background. I couldn't understand. Sorry.
Yes, I had that problem with Ahmed as well.
No. Ahmed sounds is come strange for me.
Yeah, Ahmed has a background noise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I just muted that.
Yes.
Okay.
Good job.
Sorry, Zekiel. What I was saying was, when you went to England, were there any phrases or perhaps ways that people were speaking that surprised you after studying English to a high level?
Yeah, not high level, but strange for me. Someone asked me, "Do you want a lift?" I didn't understand what you want to say because it's an idiom. What to say? How can you give me a lift? And I got shocked, and then I understand it. Yeah, that's strange for me, and I couldn't understand at first time. And then I can understand with his acts, and then he told me this is an idiom. Yeah, and cats and dogs as well, like party.
It's raining.
Yeah, no. Cats and dogs means.
It's raining cats and dogs. It's like that, right?
No, they are using some different kind of way.
Yeah, like two people fighting like
Yes.
dogs and cats.
No. It's in Turkish version. they have no different version as well. Oh my God.
Let's come back again.
Can you mute him again?
Yeah. I did. Ahmed, if you can hear us, you can raise your hand to your camera, and then I know that you can hear us. It doesn't look like he can. So we'll carry on talking. Hopefully he can get it fixed. Yeah, that's funny actually. Yeah, the phrases we use, they are a bit surprising actually sometimes. Can you give me a lift? Yes. So just in case anybody doesn't get that, that's somebody saying, "Do you want to ride in my car? Can I take you to the destination that you wish to go to?" Something like this.
Yes. Strange for me. But slowly, I didn't forget any time.
Yeah, it's funny how those things stick.
Good way to learn because you didn't hear before, and now directly you can understand, and then never lost this word maybe.
Ekrem, how about you? Any phrases you picked up on your travels that were surprising or particularly memorable?
No, I don't remember exactly. Sorry. Everybody was polite. I was I was waiting for very cold people. I was in Brighton actually, and it was a very nice city.
Yes.
Mm. Have you been to Brighton?
Yeah, I've been.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah, Brighton, but I love Oxford, you know. Oxford still, I love it, definitely. Like a film. I
I
love.
haven't been there. I haven't been there, but
Yeah.
I like Brighton very much.
Hmm.
Everything was perfect. I liked it very much.
Yeah.
More than other European countries, maybe. Yeah.
Hmm.
As an
Yeah.
English teacher, I was like in heaven, you know.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was speaking perfect English.
Hmm. Yes. Actually, my teacher had an seminar in Oxford University. I listened to him in there, and I saw British and Oxford universities professors. It's definitely amazing for me to see them, and that's strange. All last class students going to their exam with their I don't know the meaning in Turkish, in English. Cübbe. Cübbe. What does it mean? I don't know in English.
Like hijab.
Oh no, they're
Hijab.
gowns. The
Their gowns, yeah.
university gowns.
Yeah,
University
gowns.
gowns.
Yeah, gowns. They use their gowns for last class, for their last exam. It's funny and strange, but lovely, I think. Good to feel more brave, maybe. I like it.
I guess that comes back from having, like 1,000 years of history,
Yes.
in a single place.
Yes.
But I speak Turkish, so I guess the difference is you kind
Yeah.
of severed off the vast majority of your history when you became a republic, and
Yeah.
whereas we've been able to hang on to ours a little bit. So you can see a lot of that in daily life.
Yeah.
Like in Oxford,
Yes.
for example, it's a very famous city because
Yeah.
it has Oxford University, because it has lots of
Big.
old buildings and beautiful streets. I actually, when I go past the presidential palace in Istanbul, the what's it called? Down by Besiktas. That when you see all those old buildings, it reminds me of Oxford a little bit, not because of the design, but because of the old buildings with the big walls,
Yes.
where the president is and where the old Ottoman sultans used to be. I actually really like that, seeing these old buildings, imagining what it was like, 100 years ago, 150 years
Yeah.
ago, 300 years ago. It's very, very interesting.
Yes. I like
Graham,
it more.
I think you didn't mute Ahmed because there's still a
I did,
background sound.
but he unmutes it. Can you hear me, Ahmed?
Just
Hello?
take him off.
Maybe we
Ahmed,
can
can you
write
hear
some
us?
message to him.
Yes, I can do that. I think what we'll do is we'll give it 5 more minutes for this first one, and then we'll call it quits for the evening. And then what we can do is we can have a review in the group, and everybody can give their comments and their suggestions for how to make this better the next time. And this is a learning process, and I want it to be as useful as possible for you guys. And you guys, obviously, the more you question each other and the more you talk with each other, will be better. So everybody should try and say things and should try and contribute to the conversation to improve the conversation. Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously all the sound things like my microphone, background noises, this stuff we have to learn as we go along. It's something that always happens in these types of things. I can see that Ekrem's battery has gone dead, that's why he's disappeared.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I think Ahmed's saying that he could hear in YouTube, that he can't hear now when he's on the when he's in the Hangout window, I guess. So he can't hear what you're saying, and I can't type very well with one hand. So I'll put some instructions, I think, for next week about the setup of this. This is going to be recorded, by the way. It's recorded now. The conversation is going to be saved on YouTube, so people can go back, listen again, maybe if they didn't understand something the first time, and also post questions related to the topic on the video. That way they'll be stored and it will be, I think, easier for people to understand what the questions are referring to. So, great. So I'm finished talking. If anybody else would like to talk, you're welcome to do so. To say goodbye, or
So,
perhaps what have people got planned for their weekends?
so I'm gonna ask a question. How many times we will be doing this thing, this
So
conference?
my plan is to start off doing it like every 3 weeks or every 2 weeks, something a little bit broader. And then it depends really. It depends on how many people turn up, how many people are extracting a benefit from it. Is this even the correct format to do it? Maybe people will say, actually, we don't need to see each other. We don't need to record it. We can just do 25 people on Skype simultaneously. But my opinion of that is that a natural conversation, you wouldn't be talking to 25 people because you'd have to wait half an hour for everybody to get a response in.
Yeah.
So having 10 people is actually a good limit. Sorry, go ahead, Mahmoud.
And Google Hangouts connectivity is better than Skype because Skype is using a heavy connection on modem and IP, and it's too heavy for devices.
Yes, I agree. I tend to think that the YouTube broadcast is a little bit better supported.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
again, I think all these things are open to suggestions within the group, and so I'm not restricting anything. And from my point of view, it's important for me to be, to commit to these broadcasts. So if I say I'm going to I will be there. But obviously that has to fit in around my work and everything else. So what you got planned for the weekend, Tinny?
Yeah, I can hear.
Well, we have a background noise again. Well, you. Well, I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
You hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Just for the end of the conversation.
I know it's about finished, but I couldn't hear what the problem is. I can understand.
Okay, so perhaps what you could do is you introduce yourself, who you are, a little bit about yourself, and then for signing off, what we're doing is we're all saying what we've got planned for the weekend as a goodbye.
Okay. I'm Ahmet. I live in Amasya, and I work in Air Force. I live with my family. I have a daughter here.
We can see.
Very, very cute daughter. Very cute.
Funny.
Yeah. My son is sleeping now. That's all. I listen, on YouTube, but I couldn't get dialogue with you. Sorry.
That's okay. You will get
There's
better next
another
time.
problem. Yeah, I solved this problem, but now this is a new problem with my daughter. I'm sorry.
Really, don't worry about it. There's no problems.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us, and obviously, the next time we do this, it'll be easier for you now. So don't worry about it. It's great to have you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry again.
No worries. Please don't apologize. So Mahmoud, what are you doing for the weekend?
I'm probably gonna do a lot of tests because I have like 4,000 questions to next week.
Wow, 4,000 questions. So you're going to be studying, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm so sorry that your weekend is going to be ruined, but it will be worth it in the end. It will be worth it in the end.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
Zekier, what about you? What have you got planned for your weekend? You're writing your thesis, I guess. So is that what you're doing on your weekend?
No, in weekend I'm working. I'm working 4 days in a week, and 3-day student. That's it. I'm giving some English lessons for beginners 2 days in a week, and 2-day philosophy lessons as well in a special college.
Hiç konuşma, tamam mı?
And 3-day I'm student. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday I'm a student. Other days I'm working, so I have to work. What can I do?
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're a busy woman.
Yes, I have to. Yeah, what can I do? Because this year, because of I've been London, I went there. My school becomes a bit more long. That's why I have to finish this semester. Maybe next semester. I don't know. I hope. My teacher got angry. Maybe if he see this video, what you doing in there? You have to study.
Let's hope he won't see it then.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
I'll never say him.
Niazi, what about you? What have you got planned for your weekend?
I will prepare my homework, and I will go to theater with my friends, and I think I will study my exam and nanoscience and nanotechnology.
Okay. The theatre, is that going to be in English or is it in Turkish?
Turkish.
No, the theatre. When you go to the theatre, will it be in English?
Turkish.
Turkish. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoy it and have a good time. And perhaps in our next conversation, you can tell us whether it was any good or not. You can do a theatre review.
Yeah.
There are background noisy. I didn't.
Yes, there's a noise coming
Okay.
from who? I don't know. Maybe Ahmed.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, I think I can close my microphone. Okay, I can turn off my microphone. Okay.
That would be great. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so Tinny, what about your weekend? What are you doing?
Yeah, this is me left. So, I'm the man of the moment, actually. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So, maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow is not weekend, though, but Saturday I will go out and meet some friends or have some coffee or study. I really don't know. So.
Okay, that's good. I hope you have a nice weekend, a good time with your friends. I don't know about you guys, I enjoyed it. It was the first one, so obviously getting our sound sorted, microphone and everything else, I think the next one will go a lot better as well. Have a think about any things you might like to talk about next time, and obviously we can post in the group any suggestions we have for improvements or subject matter, and I look forward to doing it again.
Okay.
So maybe it could be to pick up some specific subject to talk about.
Yeah.
Especially academic subjects.
Sure.
Because they have more words, words and different words to learn.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's take the discussion to the Facebook group, and everyone can comment, and we'll make those changes for the next one.
Not renewable energy, please.
I did 6-page research about renewable energy, but
I read 3 pages as well, but
no, we didn't talk about it.
Yes.
I think renewable energy is great. It's fantastic.
It's perfect.
We should talk about it.
There are a lot of words in it.
Yeah, philosophy is better than me. Better for me.
Okay, we'll figure it out in the group. Okay, guys, I'm gonna shut it off now. It was great talking to you, and I'll speak to you later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Later,
See
man.
you.
See you. Bye bye.
Thank
Thanks,
you. Good evening.
Bye.
Good evening for everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, exactly.
Good evening, sir.
Bye bye.